Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic. In the last episode, we've conquered most of Chocolate Island, including the secret exits of Chocolate Island 2 and Chocolate Island 3. We've completed the fortress, conquered the ghost house, and completed the secret level found underneath of Chocolate Island. In this episode, we're going to continue with Chocolate Island 4. And hopefully get to... I know exactly what this stage is. Just my instant tone. Everything's all good, everything's perfect. Oh no. Anyways, hopefully we get to Wendy-O Koopa and be able to finish the main levels and worlds of the overworld, because after we complete Chocolate Island, then we are technically done with the overmap, and we're in the Valley of Bowser, which is an underground maze-like world. Not like the Forest of Illusion. Just in terms of cave levels, stage 3 is the cave. And stage 7 is more like a underground maze world. At least in my opinion. I don't know how other people feel about World 7. Though we're not going to talk too much about World 7, we're still on World 6. We just finished Chocolate Island 4, and now we're going to do Chocolate Island 5. This is perhaps my favorite of the stages. When I played this game on the Game Boy Advance, this was the stage I went to get all of my items and equipment. So, and that was before I learned about the super secret stages, because that was something that was just... I learned that from my dad, who showed it to me rather, not when I was super young, but when I was younger. I would say, I think I was maybe 10, I think. Anyways, it wasn't, it took a long time for me to find out about the super secret stage. And that slowdown rate, that was atrocious. So, pipe changes. Ooh. Just keep going. Man, I am just crushing it. Unlike last episode where I died 9 times. Ugh. Even just saying it, it makes my mouth feel weird. Just saying that. 9 deaths. So Wendy-O Koopa's castle has the mechanic of dealing with spike traps. More so than other stages we've come across. So we've got the buzzsaws that have been very popular as of late. We've got these spiny pillars that just drop from the ceiling. And if we didn't have... here I thought I was safe. The unfortunate thing about the spike pillars is they don't really give you a lot of warning space / time to help you know where they are. The beginning is different because you can see it. But when you get to like the next area where the spike pillars are more plentiful, they don't show where they are, and they just plop or plummet straight down. So it's kind of a guesswork where they are before they even hit you. So this time we're going to stand in between so that I don't get crushed. And we're gonna go here because that's in between as well. And we're clear. And now we're kind of in a safe space. This is It's hard to die in this space unless you're bad at the single block platforming. Beyond that, we have a yellow block that always contains a mushroom, and we have the up, down, up. Sorry, I needed to time that really well. Yellow blocks, I don't think I've ever mentioned, always contains a mushroom. And now we're in a room full of Lil Sparks, and if you are not a big Mario fan, then this might be some news to you. But in the RPG game Paper Mario, you get a partner by the name of Watt, and Watt is a Lil Spark, which is the small versions of these little fiery balls of energy. I don't really know what they are. They kind of look like suns, which would explain a lot of Watt's design, because Watt looks like a sun. And we made it to the end where Wendy Koopa is, and I do not find Wendy Koopa's battle to be hard at all, as I miss. I find Lemmy's battle to be harder than Wendy's. And the main reason is that there's no real challenge to it. Sorry about going really quiet. I was super concentrating on hitting Wendy before the time limit. Lemmy's castle has irregular pipe shapes and a single fireball that bounces off of all walls, and it's hard to predict where it's gonna bounce. In Wendy's castle, all of her pipes are aligned, and there are two fireballs that are perfectly symmetrical to each other, and they mirror each other on both sides. It's really, really hard to compliment Wendy's castle because her battle it's actually much easier than the original one. If anything, they should have made Wendy's battle, maybe not Wendy herself first, but her battlefield first, and then put Lemmy's battle second with the irregular pipes as well as two fireballs, because then that would up the difficulty and give you that unbalanced, uneven feel. So we are way ahead in time. So we're going to continue maybe 1 or 2 levels into this next world. So right now we are in the Sunken ghost ship, and one thing that I thought of the last time I was here was that we are on an airship from Super Mario Bros. 3, which is the predecessor game to Super Mario World. Which I thought is an interesting idea if it was in fact true. And even if it's not true, it's something that would be a good idea to keep in your head as like your own personal headcanon. I know that Shigeru Miyamoto, I think it was Shigeru Miyamoto, maybe it was another designer, game designer, who said that Super Mario Bros. 3 was based on a stage play. And that is cool, because that is honestly what it is. But to also put in little Easter eggs like this makes it stand out a lot. So you can get a lot of 1-ups from here if you are actually going down and hitting all of the enemies. If you go down the middle, you'll get a second star. Yes, you'll lose out on getting the 1-ups, but I'd rather have the invulnerability for this space where there's a lot of things falling. And this is the end of the stage. Now, another reason why I think this is a airship from Super Mario Bros. 3 is when you defeat Boom Boom in that game, you get a little orb that ends the stage. And in this game, you get a little orb when you end the stage there, in the castle, or boat. It's interesting. Once again, it's my own personal headcanon. You can tell me what you think in the comments section, and if you agree or disagree, or if you have your own thoughts about the ghost ship. Anyways, we are still way good on time, so we're going to continue with Valley of Bowser, something that I wasn't going to be planning on starting today, that we just so happen to have time for. Now, I'm going to be honest, I do not like this stage. This one is... It's... What's the best way to explain it? It's difficult, but not in the sense of difficulty, if that makes sense. Like... You have so many branching paths that it is a guess on whether or not you're going the right way. But also, with it just being a guess, it's hard to tell if you are in fact going to go the right way or if you are gonna hit a dead end. And there are so many different branching paths. This is why I called this world the more of a maze stage than an actual, or maze world than a cave world, because you have to really know and understand the navigation scheme of this world in order to get anywhere. So for example, I always mess this up, but I actually want to go down, because this is the exit, and I was about to go through an entire loop thinking that that was the path to go. Either way, if you do know the path, then it's easy to get through. You always have to go to that path where you have to hit the blocks to create a bridge in order to get to the end. And we're at Valley of Bowser 2. There is a secret exit here, and I do intend on showing it off. I was actually just about to fly across when I remembered that there are swoopers here, and they can be a bit of a pain. And I'm just trying to bounce off the yellow Koopa shell so that I did not lose my cape. I should actually keep this Koopa shell, because who knows, there might be a buzzy beetle or something up ahead that I have to hit. Okay. So we're able to make it to the second room. If you're riding a Yoshi, you can finish off the stage instantly by using the wings. Otherwise, you have to go through this. I call it a compression maze, because you are very limited in the path you can take. And you can end up going down the wrong paths just because of how the path is structured. If you're fast enough, you can make it through so many areas and rooms of this path, of this crusher maze. I always try to play it safe, better safe than sorry, especially since if you die, you end up back at the beginning and you have to go through this whole thing again. There are times where you can rush for it, like, not here, but I think it's the next area. Excuse me. Making it over. No, it's still technically not this area. I think it's this one. Yes. So if you rush it, you can make it all the way to the end. You cannot hesitate. If you hesitate, you will get crushed. And you make it to the green path. The instant you get in this room, you have to make a break for it, otherwise you will get crushed. And the reason why I stopped is because if you go up and run back to the left, you will get to the key. This is a great callback to World 1, 2 in Super Mario Bros. Where if you go above the exit path, then you can get to the secret world pipes. And I think to balance off the words that elude me. To balance off the video, we're gonna just finish off this level completely, both the secret exit and the standard exit. So I'm just gonna book it for the end. I should have grabbed the mushroom, but there is another secret in this room where if you jump here, you probably heard that, but something popped out. I believe it is always a flower, though I could be wrong. I've never had to hit that block with just small Mario. Even when I died, I usually just forget about it and just make a run for the end. Riveting video. Just going up and down. Mario knows how to pass the time though. He knows how to break a move. Woo! Dancing. He knows the duck, the nod, and the spin. Anyways, some things to talk about while we get back to that previous room. Valley of Bowser is the last world. Oh, actually this will be something that I will get into more details into next. Yeah, I hesitated. So like I mentioned, if you hesitate, you will die. Anyways, the thing that I said that I was going to mention more into detail next episode is the Koopalings. Iggy, Morton, Lemmy, Ludwig, Roy, Wendy, O, and Larry are all named after famous classical musicians. I believe it's classical. I will get more information about that in the next episode, provided nobody looks it up. I do recommend looking up this fact if you don't already know it. It's something really cool because it gives each of the Koopalings a little bit more personality. Not much aside from the enemy personality that they already have, but knowing that there's some thought process behind their names and how their names are linked to each other in the sense that they're named after musicians is something really cool to me. I do a lot of character designs myself, and I always try to come up with interesting or astounding or different names in order to make the characters stand out more in what they're doing. Maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more another day. For now, we're just gonna continue and get out of this world. There are 3 rooms with this junction. If you did not have the blue switch block, you'd either have to wait for this large Monty Mole to come down into the traps or make a jump for the end. Because we already have the blue switch, we don't have to worry about that. Otherwise you'd get crushed because there's no additional lip. And we're at the end. So I apologize, I was wrong, there was only 1. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode. If you liked what you saw, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Mash that like button, subscribe for more Super Mario World content, and share this video with a friend. It'll build up a nice community, and it'll give me a chance to talk to you guys more and be able to show things that maybe other games don't show. In the next episode, we're going to conquer the Ghost Valley, the Bowser Valley Ghost House, the Bowser Valley Fortress, the last 2 stages, and Larry's Castle. If we make it up to Bowser's Castle early on, I will say that the video will be shorter then. And the reason why is because I want to dedicate Bowser's Castle to its own separate video because of how complex it is in its design. So next week you're going to be looking forward to the end of World 7, and then the following week, no matter what, will be Bowser's Castle. So you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you then. Bye.